everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm bringing you a review of the 7 ColourPop shades that I showed in a previous haul. You can get these online on the company's website and they retail for $5 a piece, and the company also offers free shipping in the US for orders $30 or more. And if you sign up for their newsletter with your email address, you get a coupon for $5 off of your initial order with them. Now they have a lot of eyeshadows and they have 6 different finishes for those eyeshadows, and those finishes are satin, matte, metallic, ultra metallic, pearlized, and pressed pigment. I do not have a representative of each of those finishes in the colors that I chose because I tried to pick out more unique shades, but enough blabbing, let's get right into the swatches. The first shade over here is called I Heart This, and these are cream eyeshadows, yet they have a very interesting texture that is really like nothing that I've tried previously. And this is a metallic finish. As you can see, it's really nice and glittery, and on the website it is recommended that if you want to get these to show up at full intensity, you should be using your finger to apply to the eyelids. This is a gorgeous champagne shade that changes in color as it catches the light. I hope that the camera is able to reflect that. It has some blush tones in it and some deeper champagne tones. It is really sparkly. So if you don't like very shimmery shades, maybe stay away from the metallics. The texture as you put your finger into it is very silky, slippery. It almost feels like pure butter when you touch it, and you're supposed to close the lid really well on these because if you don't, these will eventually dry out. Second up, we have Amaze, which is just a gorgeous rose gold shade. Very nice pigmentation. Again, this is a metallic finish, so it is really sparkly and kind of has multicolored sparkle through it. It is so gorgeous in real life. I don't think that the camera is doing these shades justice because this is just sparkly gorgeousness right here. Really pretty. This next shade over here is called Meow, and this is a really interesting shade. It's a shame that I wasn't able to find it on the website when I recently looked for it, because this is a color that has a variety of shades swirled into it. So it has some gray and then some pink and then some purple. So just by glancing at the pot, it's kind of hard to say what you will get out of it. And the finish of this shade is listed on the back as tie-dye, and I'm not quite sure if that is the same as pressed pigment because that finish is actually no longer listed on the ColourPop website. And when you swatch this, you get this super gorgeous gray, but it has a lot of purple into it and even a little bit of blue and some pink. It is really unique. It's like nothing that I have in my collection. So depending on how the light catches it, it kind of changes in color quite a bit. Definitely the base color is a gray, but it has shimmers in all these different colors like pinks and purples that it is so multidimensional. I am just in love with this shade. Too bad it was taken off the assortment, or at least I cannot find it on their website. Next up, So Quiche, which arrived to me broken, unfortunately. Really nice texture, very silky. So this is again a super interesting shade. This is a brown that has quite a bit of olive green in it, and then it has a lot of shimmers that are either golden or pink. I do realize that that description sounds really crazy, and it is a most unusual shade, but somehow all those colors work together really well, and they create this really unique shade over here, which is called So Quiche. I used this one for one shadow look, and it turned out just gorgeous. If you know me, you probably already know that I had to get some purples, and this one is called Lace. And as opposed to So Quiche, which was a metallic finish, this one is a pearlized finish, so it doesn't have quite as much glitter. Superb pigmentation. This is a mid-tone to a dark tone purple, a really intense violet color, and it has really finely milled purple glitters through it. Really gorgeous as well. I don't know if you're able to tell in the pen, but when these first come to you, they have this quilted texture on top. And when you touch them, you can definitely feel that they are in part cream eyeshadows. But texture-wise, they do not feel like textbook cream eyeshadows, so they're kind of like a mixture between cream and powder, and I would say that they definitely dry down to a powder texture, and once you apply these to your eyes, they do not budge. And I don't find that they require a primer. Back to the metallic finish and more purples. This one is called Envy. And I'm not sure that the camera is picking up the difference. Indeed, this lace one, which is a pearlized finish, is much less glittery than the rest, which are super reflective. And this last one, Envy, which is also a metallic finish, is kind of like the idea of Blackheart from the Naked 3 palette, in that it is a black base mixed with a load of pinkish, purplish shimmer. In real life, this is really reflective. And I've also noticed that these darker shades tend to leave a bit of a stain on the skin. So this is what the product looks like in the pan. And the last shade, Bay, which is also a metallic finish. And when I looked at this in the pan, I was like, well, this doesn't look like much. Whatever got me to order this shade? But as you swatch it, you can see that this is a gorgeous duochrome. So it has this really gorgeous burgundy base, but it is loaded with purple shimmer. This is such a unique shade, and I created a look where I blended this through the crease, and it turned out just gorgeous. And this is one of those shades where what you see in the pan is definitely not what you get on the skin. So this was definitely the biggest surprise shade out of what I got. But I have to say that I love all the shades that I got. The pigmentation is excellent and they all blend out beautifully. And the lasting power is just amazing. So here's a close-up of those swatches again. Just gorgeous shade, and they change so much depending on how the light hits them. I think that all of these are very unique shades and they do stand out when you wear them on the eyes. And trust me when I say that the camera does not do them justice. They are so super gorgeous in person. So if I were to sum up my opinions on these eyeshadows, as far as their cons go, I do have to point out that it is rather hard to get them on the lid at full intensity precisely. So the manufacturer recommends that if you want them to reach their full intensity, you should pat them on the lid with your finger. Now I do think that that is a rather imprecise application method, but then again, if you use a brush, you don't get the same intensity. But whenever I use my finger, and trust me, I've tried all the fingers from the pinky to the index, the thing is that I always get some on my under eye area, and since these are so glittery, or at least the ones that I chose, it's a bit of a struggle to remove that fallout. So I would definitely recommend doing concealer and foundation or CC BB cream, whatever you do after doing your eye makeup with these. Also, a possible con would be the fact that these will dry out eventually since they are cream products. But much as I thought about these, I cannot really find any other cons. Now, in terms of the pros, I love the fact that these are unique shades, and I do think that these will stand out in your collection even if you have a sizable makeup collection. They have excellent pigmentation, but they're quite versatile because depending on how you choose to apply them, with your finger, with a brush, with a flat shader brush, or with a fluffier brush, you will get varying degrees of intensity, and also when you blend these out, you get quite a different look from what you get when you pack them on in these intense swatches. A big pro is that I find them to be super pretty and shimmery, and I think that they have a very high-end look, especially on the eyes. And I definitely feel that whenever I wear one of these, that makeup look really stands out. So I've created a variety of looks with these, from very formal ones using I Heart This, which is one of my favorite shades, to very smoky party looks. And you always get a look with these that does not go by unnoticed. I just love that. These are also affordable products at just $5 a pop, especially if you take into account the fact that they do not fade, they do not crease, and they do not budge in any way, even without a primer, and even if you wear them through intense physical activity. And trust me, I put them to the test, and at the end of the day, they still look like I had just freshly applied them. So if I were to give these a grade, I would probably give them a 10 out of a 10 just because I love them so much. And I'm definitely excited to try out more shades and to try out some more ColourPop Cosmetics products. So if you have more experience with their products, maybe you can leave me some recommendations in the comments below. That would be really helpful. Since the texture of these ColourPop eyeshadows is so original and so like nothing that I have in my collection, I decided to compare the swatches with some popular products that have been available on the market for a longer time. And the first one that I'm going to compare these to is one of the L'Oreal Infallibles, and these are pressed pigments. These are excellent shadows as well. So this is also a really shimmery shade, excellent pigmentation, but this is a drier formula, and the look that it gives on the eye is of a more evenly distributed shimmer. So the look that you will get with the L'Oreal Infallibles is closer to that foil look, whereas the ColourPop shadows have much more glitter. So the shine that you're getting off of them is more broken up, if that makes any sense. And this is an e.l.f. Long Lasting Lustrous eyeshadow, a grayish color. Well, I think it dried out a bit on me actually. So whereas these also feel very smooth, you can feel that these are that whipped gel texture. These are also very reflective, but again, the look that you're getting out of them is more akin to the look that you would get out of a standard cream eyeshadow. They are very sparkly, but the sparkle is not as piecey as it is in some of these ColourPop shades, and that may also have to do with the fact that the ColourPop shades typically include a variety of different shades of glitter. So you have pink, and then you have gray, and then you have purple, and that adds to that multi-dimensional look. Still, all of these give really pretty looks. They're just a bit different. And I guess my point in comparing the ColourPop ones with options already available on the market is to point out that these seem to be the most original products out there, at least in the shades that I picked out. So this is what they look in direct sunlight, and I hope that the shimmer is coming through. I hope that you can see how extraordinarily sparkly all of these shades are and how multidimensional the sparkle in them is. And then on the bottom there is the swatch of the L'Oreal Infallible and of the e.l.f. Long Lasting Lustrous eyeshadow. So pretty, so sparkly. I hope that this review was helpful. Thank you so very much for taking the time to watch it. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a quick thumbs up, leave me a comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. It really, really helps me out when you do that, and of course it is completely free to do so. Have a wonderful rest of the day, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!